Welcome to 734 Games, and this is your host Tom, and this is Game Time. And before we get started on this brutal indie game, let's talk about my nephew is getting cancer treatments. His GoFundMe is in the description. Any money given to this channel on Bitchute will go to that. And with that being said, let's get started. Now, Brutal is a game by Stormcloud Games. Now, Stormcloud Games, they are doing this project, which came out in 2017. They have a project they just did out now called Island Savior or something. Although that isn't available on Steam or PC at all, which is weird. It's only on consoles and mobile, which is weird. Well, I don't know why it wouldn't be on Steam, because there's a lot of money in putting games on Steam. But it's this game right now we're playing is Brutal. It's one of their older games, and it's a pretty sweet action looter RPG. What you have is a looter hack and loot RPG with some really cool visuals, kind of like it's like a cross between Tron and Diablo. And I mean, the music sounds real good. Everything everything acts just like you're supposed to. Only thing is, when you start the game up, the game says use one of these. And it shows a picture of a controller. So this is a game they kind of engineered for controllers. Now, I don't know if this game is on consoles. I didn't look to see. Let me just check that out for you guys one more. And that's a big yes and no. This game is available on the PlayStation 4 and obviously PlayStation 5, but it's not available on the Switch or the Xbox. And this would be a really cool game on the Switch. I think this game would run awesome, probably 1080p and look beautiful. But it's not on the Switch. It's the kind of game the Switch is missing. The Switch needs this type of style of game because they have a lot of the games they have are more, Nintendo centric. They're aimed at a younger audience. But this would be a really cool game on the Switch. And it does live up to the name, Brutal. In the game, you need fire to kill the zombies or they'll come back. And you can pick from your wizard and your warrior and your archer and this other type of character who is basically a female. She's basically a female warrior. But the game is fun and the visuals are cool and the music is actually pretty decent for an indie game. This game looks and plays really good, and I think you're gonna enjoy it. Now, I got a non-DRM physical version of this game. And I don't think they're selling them anymore. But you can get this game on Steam as well. And, that's basically the only way to get it on PC is Steam, as far as I know. I've not seen this game on GOG. I don't think it's on there at all. And no, it isn't. So that's something the developer, maybe Stormcloud Games, wants to get, maybe want to change, getting this game out on some other formats, because it's a fun game and there's a lot here to like, especially if you're a fan of these Diablo-style dungeon hack and slash games. I don't want to say it's not a dungeon crawler; it's definitely a fast-paced hack and slash. If you're into that sort of thing, then I'd say Brutal is for you. Basically, and the levels are kind of engineered like puzzles. You go and you have to find a key to get through a door to go to another area, and I mean it's there's a lot you end up backtracking and doing all that sort of thing, but you'll enjoy it, I'm sure. And basically everything in the environment is pretty much destructible. I mean, you can't destroy the level itself, but everything, all the props and everything are completely destructible, and I think that's kind of cool. You can't knock the walls, and there's certain places where certain mazes where you think he'd be able to jump because the way the character jumps, he'd be able to jump over that little opening, but you can't. So that's just, I think they do that for design decisions, and the game is actually pretty well designed, and I think, I'm pretty sure if you're into that style of gameplay, you're going to enjoy Brutal. Basically, it's spelled Brut at L, so that's how they spell it. I don't know. I guess they wanted to differentiate it from other games because there's other games with Brutal in the title. So if you type in Brutal, you probably won't get this game coming up. But I'll put a link to the Steam version since I can't really link the version that I have, the physical version, which runs pretty well. And I mean, this game is going to run on any PC you have. Doesn't matter. It should run at the highest settings, so you'll be fine with that. And that's pretty much it for this episode of 734 of Game Time here at 734 Games. This is your host Tom signing off from 734 Games, where gaming is alive.